Hi everyone, Alex Muhangi here. This is 8 Minutes. Today we have a special guest. She's a singer, songwriter, dancer. She's an ambassador for Uganda Cranes. I don't know how she doesn't play football, but she's a star. Everyone knows this lady. She's here to give us her 8 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, PIA Pounds.
Hi guys. Hi Alex.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
Thanks for coming, giving us your 8 minutes.
Thank you so much. I feel I'm the happier one.
Mm-hmm.
He does not drink, not even a Red Bull.
A few days ago, I had a mission with a big artist.
So actually, what Comedy Store does is it's promoting Uganda music. I received over 200 calls. The hardest drug I've ever taken is caffeine. Sometimes if you like using the language of I need a favor, it can end up when something like, yo, you're cute.
So, who is PIA Pounds?
PIA Pounds is an artist, meaning I am a singer, songwriter.
Yeah.
I'm actually a writer going into an author. I am a founder of African Bureau of Music and Fancy Fancier. African Bureau of Music is a studio and music hub, and Fancy Fancier is a fashion store, meaning I'm an entrepreneur. And the football ambassador thing is, I'm not yet sure.
It's upcoming.
Yeah, I feel like the fans are giving me the title, so I have now to even work harder so it can be more meaningful. Yeah.
Do you get paid for that stuff that you do for Uganda Cranes?
No, not really. I don't get paid.
Oh, you just...
I get some benefits
Okay.
because they see the work, FUFA sees the work I put in, and they give me some tickets, some
Oh,
jerseys. Yeah, but it has not yet gotten
to the
official,
payment.
really, yeah, to payment.
We should talk to the president.
We should, definitely.
So, PIA Pounds.
Yeah.
Your name is Tracy Chirabo, right?
Yes.
What happened? Where did the transition? Okay, to begin with, like, who is Tracy? Like,
Chirabo Tracy.
yeah, who, like, where were you born? Where did you study from? Like a quick profile of who Tracy Kirabo is before she became PIA Pounds. Yeah.
Okay, Tracy Chirabo is Ugandan female, born in 1996 on 8th November.
Wow.
She is an orphan.
Sorry.
And I think that's what shaped me, by the way, to be as resilient as I am and as resourceful, because I like to come up with solutions all the time. I studied from Cornerstone Cornerstone Banai.
Where is it? Where
I've
is
taken
it?
a long time without saying that name. It's in Gava.
Oh,
Yes, because I grew up in Buziga and I spent, I think, 80% of my childhood on the streets of Gava,
yeah.
up to Mwalo, up to the shoreline. Yes,
Wow.
I was one of those kids who would go and pick fillet, and I don't know, eat it on my way home. I enter the house smelling fish. Yeah, I also studied at Chiroka Grammar Junior School.
Yeah.
And I went to Liberia SS for my O-level. My A-level was a bit messy because at that time I had run away from home. I was my own guardian and my own parent. So I went to so many schools in A-level. I didn't even finish A-level. I went to Newcastle High School. I went to Premier in Tinder.
In A-level has like 2 classes, right? Like senior
But
high
I was
school.
just all over the place, just no. Because if a teacher abused me in one school,
So
and I was my own parent, I would be like, you know what?
go to
I
another.
can't take myself to another school.
My God.
Then I went to Cavendish for a certificate in public relations. And then I went to IUEA for a degree and a diploma. So I did a degree and a diploma.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Business administration and public administration.
Cool. Listen, so that's like you were born in 8th November 1996.
96, yes.
You go around telling people that's your actual age, or it is the desire is in the age? Like,
Omanye ebintu by'ennaku zino birimu Google mungi. Like things are in the system already, so it's really hard to cut age. But I was promising myself that after I make 30,
yeah,
I will be 30
for some time. I like that. So how does the music thing come in?
I grew up in church. First of all, I grew up in a pastor's home. I loved church. I loved singing. It has been my thing. My mom died a musician. She was a musician in a choir at Kansanga. Not Kansanga, Miracle Center Cathedral.
Okay.
So I grew up wanting to be Whitney Houston. I admired those things. I liked stage. I liked attention. And then when I was growing up, did we embarrass speech day, Alex?
Yeah.
I would be the one to solicit a song.
Oh, do you still remember some songs?
All of them, the folk songs, the English ones. I used to sing all languages. I don't know what happened.
Now, when did you start singing?
I did my very
Like
first song in
professionally?
P3.
Oh, recorded?
No, it wasn't recorded. It was just written by me. It was a gospel song. And then from that moment, I never stopped. I just kept on writing. I would write. And then I hit Adolo. I started writing love music. And then age 14, I did my first song, now recorded.
Okay. What song was that?
It's called Just the Way You Are. And then it got featured by Ragadi.
Wait, on the song you have Ragadi?
Yes, on my very first song, I have Ragadi. Because I recorded it from his studio. And then he came to, I think, listen to the song or something. And then the next time I come to pick my song,
there's a voice. Two
Ragadi.
options.
And
do you want to use that?
At that time, he was the hugest male
the
Ugandan artist.
Yes.
He had a hit called Muno 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 Ganduzina. Kukeke Beach Gap.
When did that breakthrough come? Like, when do you feel like, wano, nachikuwa?
I think 2020.
2020.
2020 when 2021 when Tupate was a big song. Yeah, that's when I had a breakthrough. And by the way, I started singing in what year? 2011 at 14, yes. So it took me a long time, yeah.
So Twende Tupate came before Wachikuwa?
Twende Tupate came with Wachikuba, Gudu and Selection, because it's an EP.
Oh.
There are 4 songs.
Okay, so how did it feel when all of a sudden the song was playing? Because I'm sure it first came out, right?
Yeah.
And it was a good song, but what do you think made it come up like that?
I think God's timing, honestly, because I actually tell my manager lately that to promoting it if God is not the one to press on the buttons. Yeah, it was so orchestrated by God. The song went viral. I remember that viral video. I had received it about 4 months before, the one of MC Africa. And I had even posted it.
Yeah.
But then one day we just woke up and we were trending on Twitter. We were trending on TikTok. We were trending on WhatsApp. We were trending everywhere.
Where is MC Africa? MC Africa?
MC Africa.
MC Africa.
MC Africa went back to Mbale. I wanted to turn him into like an artist of a sort.
Yeah.
But he told me, music is so expensive and all.
So we had, after he did that challenge, that's when Twende Tupate became huge.
Yeah.
That you bought him a house.
Alex.
What was, how did you thank him?
I first of all, when I met him the first time, he had some wishes. The first was to meet Eddie Kenzo.
Yeah.
I took him to Eddie's, not even studio, house.
When you asked him, what do you want? It was like, step 1, I want to see
Eddie Kenzo, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's good. So you took him there?
I took him to Eddie. And then he also wanted a phone. He didn't tell me he wanted, but the way he was, like a phone he had and everything, I was like, let me surprise him with a phone.
What phone?
It was, of course, an iPhone.
Wow.
I didn't give him other things.
He was living at your house. Yeah, I heard he was staying at your house. What?
No, that's not true.
You never?
Basically, what are you trying to
I heard he stayed at your house for all that time. Is that the time when you were signed at Big Talent, by the way?
No, Tupate came when I had left Big Talent for about a year. Because I left Big Talent before the pandemic. I think in 2019, November.
What happened at Big Talent? They signed you, right?
Yeah. So I think what happened was, at that time, I was facing a lot of negative news. And at the time, I did not know how to use it to my own advantage. If it was today, I would know. But then I just chickened out. I felt like it's too much.
What negative news?
I don't want to repeat it.
No, but you said now you've gone over it. You're mature. What was it?
Yeah. So now when Eddie Kenzo signed me, I was allegedly the home breaker.
Oh.
Yeah, I was allegedly the home breaker.
But did you try to break the home or why?
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, and I okuva kali ezekinalaba, the home had already broke.
Why don't we have a lot of music stars in the country, the likes of yourself, Cindy, Shiba, but my point is really, why don't we have a Thames? Why don't we wake up one day and we hear one of our female artists, or even male, has been nominated for a Grammy? So, as in, what do you think is the challenge?
Okay, for me, I think challenge number one is, I think Uganda, as a country, our parents don't support us from day one. Yeah. A musician, most of us artists in Uganda, we are musicians by force. You have to first of all finish school, if your parents are to let you, or you have to drop out of school. Then you go and start finding your path. And then Thames has been supported as an artist by her own family. She has gone for music school. For us, our parents don't even believe in music school. Let's start from there. And then all the way to now, I started my official music career at the age of 23. I think that's a little bit too late.
Oh.
I think that's too late for someone who is aiming for a Grammy. Meaning at 23 is when you're doing rehearsals every day. You're working on your voice every day. You're practicing some instrument every day. You're going to studio every day. You're basically fully an artist. Alex, she's almost 1% in Uganda of upcoming artists can support their own selves, like meals, rent, all that. So chirimu okubeera nti tuli baavu, chirimu obwavu, chirimu lack of support, chirimu government policy that our government as well does not recognize talent to that level where it's also paving a path for us, the artists, without us depending on the artists that are also struggling. Because one time when Eddie was nominated for the Grammy, there was just that, you guys have connections, some of you people have connections, but us, we don't have the connections. But it's not supposed to be a particular artist to make that path. America, but a government yawe echa music yachikwatadda n'ekiteeka waaki mu ngalo that they themselves can control who is big and who is known.
What's your advice? What do you think we can change?
I think we need some patience. It might not happen on our generation, which is very sad. But abazadde b'ennaku zino ndaba they take time to invest in talents of their children. If your child is a footballer, if your child is a singer, if your child is a designer, olabanga the parents now don't only believe in doctor, lawyer, engineer. But those days, so I think we need some patience. And then also the patience comes in play also with how the government is coming in our thing. It's going to take some time, honestly.
A few days ago, I had an issue with a big artist. You performed at Comedy Store before.
Yes, I have.
And we have posted your work on our YouTube platform. So he came out and took me to court for doing the same. What's your take on that? You heard about it though, did you?
Of course, yes. For me, I'm a Alex Muhangi fan, by the way. I follow, nice. Even I watched the news that was on TV. I watched it. And I feel like kale abantu abamu tebategeera digital world eya leero. Even there is that thing we sign when we are opening apps, like when you're going on TikTok, they ask you and you agree and you don't read. And then there is a clause in there that says, after you've shot everything and you put it on TikTok, it's no longer yours. It's now TikTok's. Yes, TikTok, anyone can get it and do anything they want with it. So that's the same thing with YouTube. With akantu ketu agreeing. And then another thing, why I'm saying that we need a little bit of more education on the digital world is, I realized our Bebe Cool, I realized that he missed out to think that all the money that Comedy Store makes, nga kulika ekintu kyonna ekya Bebe Cool, his song or anything, it goes to Bebe Cool.
Yeah.
So actually what Comedy Store does is it's promoting Ugandan music, not the other way around. So we need it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. They say that as a musician, to have energy, that you either have to smoke weed or sniff something or drink alcohol right before you come on stage for you to have that energy. So for you, what do you use?
For me, first of all, I have to, the day of performance, I have to go to gym.
Oh.
Because there is a way gym gives you that dopamine. You be extra hyper. And then right before the performance, I do a protein bar. It's loaded with calories and all that.
Yeah.
I used to do, when I had just started music, I used to do a shot of a spirit or a whiskey.
Yeah.
Then ngantuka ku stage, nembuka then wano ne wakala nnyo.
As an artist, female artist, that your music will go faster than male artists. Yes. When you approach a DJ, the reception they give you is not the same reception they are going to give, say, Gravity. You understand?
But it's very conditional.
How do you understand what I mean, though?
I do. Because I used to move music by myself.
Oh,
Yeah, I used to go to bars and I'm giving my music to DJs and all that.
Yeah.
So you can use your feminine energy, but it can't take you so far.
Oh.
Yeah, it can't take you so far. Why? The feminine energy is going to get people to think they can vibe you.
Yeah.
And you're definitely going to say no, because you can't say yes to 10 DJs.
Oh.
You can't.
But
even if you're a yeser,
yeah,
you can't say no to 10 DJs.
Well, come as they can't.
You can't.
But the DJs go ahead and say, what up?
Of
If
course,
I play your song, you need
not really like that, but sometimes if you're like using the language of I need a favor, it can end up when someone is like, you're cute and all that.
Yeah.
If you could jakumulama, next thing you know, you've said no, next thing you know, you can't even enter that bar again. When that DJ is playing, because you said no. So you see how it's harder?
Yeah. How do you handle that? If, for example, DJ says, what up? For me to play your song.
I just bro code everybody. I be like, bro. And I learned it from Shiba.
Oh, she does the same?
Yeah, she bros you. She bros you up. Before she's even in the building, you're already a bro.
Oh, It works that way. What's that highlight in your career that you always say, hey, man, I'll never forget this moment?
The day I was seated in my living room and my song was playing on Netflix, is Young, Famous and African. And then I received over 200 calls.
Oh, there was an episode where your song played?
Yes, season 1, episode 6.
It's at the back of your mind. You'll never forget.
I can't.
Wait, what? I didn't watch it, unfortunately. What was the scene like?
So Zari was entering, I think it was Zari's debut. So they played Tupate.
Wow.
And then Netflix does not joke, it put down there, Tupate by PIA pounds. And he put the lyrics.
Do they pay?
Of course, yes. They had talked to me about it already.
Oh, yeah. That's nice. That's really huge.
That was the moment when I felt like, okay, this is real. Pinch me.
Wow. How do you handle the fans then? Because, of course, you come on stage. I'm sure your inbox must have like already... What is the past tense of blowing and blown up? And
my whole entire existence is to entice my fans. That's my brand.
Yeah.
I am how do they call it? My brand is that. Yes, like you want the guys to want you but can't have you, the girls to want to look like you. That's what you want to achieve as a female brand.
Yeah. So how do you?
For me, I enjoy that. And I know how to handle it. I don't let my fans
is chasing you, right?
No problem about it, because can you find me? No. Where are you going to get me from?
What would you tell a young girl who has actually? I know, maybe you have not done that, but I'm sure you've seen people do drugs, especially young girls, even if they're male. But especially, I always feel like young girls are
child is more
vulnerable.
vulnerable. Yes,
Yes.
that's true.
So what would you tell somebody who hasn't joined? Because they look after you and they be like, for me to be like PIA, I think I need to start doing some hard stuff, or I don't know what causes that. What do you think is causing that, and what would you advise?
Okay, so I think young girls need to learn to be themselves and not be overly influenced. We're in a digital world where influence is the order of the day,
Yeah.
but you have to learn your core values. You have to stand by them. For example, me, I'm an artist. From the age of 15, I've been around people who use drugs, but I took it personally as me, and I said, I'm not gonna. I will drink. I remember a time when I would drink, and then I remember a time when I learned my lesson on alcohol as well. Because we leave our parents' homes when we know who we are.
Yeah.
And then we come in this crazy world, and just because Pia is doing it, someone is like, I'm doing it. You don't know Pia's reasons.
Yeah.
She could be doing it because she's depressed. She could be doing it because she is on the wall. She has no choice.
Yeah.
I would also give you an example of Eddie. So now me, when I walked into Big Talent, I thought that abayimbi baba banywa enjaga babereyo nga batamidde buli kaseera, because that's the picture. Yes. Eddie does not drink, not even a Red Bull.
Eddie
Kenzo, he does not. Kati now I used to look at Eddie Kenzo and I'm like, if Eddie can't drink, does not, and he has all this fame and control, then what about me? Omwenge nenguvaako.
I'm in a celebrity WhatsApp group with you, and recently there was a mashup. You almost cried in the group. We won't mention names, but I think it was about marketing, right?
Yeah.
What's your pain?
Okay, for me, nga we nagambye we lack support in Uganda. In Uganda, osanga omuntu ng'asobola okwogera abasambi b'omupiira aba Arsenal, n'abatudde ku bench, n'abavaako, n'abagenda ozannya. Naye n'omugamba ameshoninge aba Villa. Omugamba ameshoninge aba KCCA. Nga tasobola kumeshoningayo wadde abataano. So it's not just, that day I was talking about why DJs don't play our music as much as they play Nigerian music. The thing is, as much as, that's the word.
Yes.
Because if you're going to play Nigerian music and you're playing 80%, actually in this particular bar, it was 98%. I had gone with some bazungus, they had come to enjoy Ugandan culture. Kati fe bana Uganda, egomese tujirabanga kyakali, right?
Yeah.
Or the kanzus, or our food, ishabwe, we just see it as normal.
Yeah.
Yet to the outside world, this is gold, treasured gold. Like they see us in the way we eat, basically our daily normal culture, and it's fascinating. But then us, we don't find it fascinating. That's why ombuziza lwaki tetufuna Grammy. Alex, how can we get a Grammy when we don't play our own music in our bars?
Yeah. So what should be like the call to action? What do you think we should do to have the culture of...
I think, first of all, talking about it, making it very apparent, because sometimes these things, if you, like, for example, the copyright law, we knew it. We knew it was paining us. It was affecting us, but we never talked about it. You'd hear one person talking, and then this one person would abuse them. Because us, we are scared. So for me, I'm like, no, I'm not going to shut up just because it's a scary subject. So it's sensitive. I'm going to talk about it.
Address the elephant.
Address it. Yes, kuba muntu ayinza okwefula utabitegedde. But after they go back home, they are like, but really, why am I playing a piano from 11 up to 5 in the morning? Why don't I throw in some, even if it's not Pia's song, play a radio song, play a Bebe Cool song, play someone. Nga muna Uganda, music wali. Play Maddox Kale. But don't tell us that, there is no music. You guys are not talented. What do you mean we are not talented?
I heard UCC was saying radio stations, I think clubs as well, they should play 70%.
Of course.
Even TV stations.
Now let me make you laugh. You see how UCC passed that law? You know what radios did?
No.
Now they play Obulango. And they make it add to the 70%, not the music.
Obulango buli mu Uganda.
Ugandan content, anti mulimu obulango, mulimu ebyo byonna mawulire, Ugandan content. So for them, it's not music.
It will change. We pray. Don't cry.
One person can't change it.
Who's this person you think you should work with in your future life? Who's this person you look up to?
Future life.
Hey, you're like, today, you're like, manange nefuna omukisa nenkola ne artist on.
Banner Boy.
Banner Boy.
Banner Boy.
Have you ever met him? No?
No.
Do you guys talk? Does he follow you? Do you follow him?
Alex.
But you're a big star.
Alex is beating me left, right, and
no, me, I would think, if you ask me at my level, I know Bovi, Basket Mouth, these are African stars, Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
Like we talk, you know.
Oh, so you can get me Trevor's contact?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Now you're changing from Banner Boy to Trevor.
Trevor, just contact.
No, but I mean, you think, but you've never tried to talk to him?
To Banner Boy. First of all, me, I don't DM nobody.
Oh. How does it work?
I don't want to wake up one day and Banner Boy takes a screenshot.
Like there's a Ugandan artist trying to hit me.
And then people laugh at me.
What do you like about Banner Boy?
I like his growth.
Yeah.
I like how he proved the Nigerian industry wrong, left, right, and center.
Yeah.
Because at the time they were fighting him, I don't know if you remember that time. And then he kept quiet, went to Disca school. Because I remember that time he studied and he was older, like he was my age when he was going to school to study music. And then he came back with African Giant. That was an inspo for me.
So
wow,
let me ask, have you made a move to like meet Banner? Have you?
Yeah, now for me, I'm in Empire.
Yeah.
And Empire artists with some packages, like they can introduce you to these artists who are also under Empire. So I'm just praying, because music wange ya name Alex, the more hits I have and the more relevance as an artist, the better. Because you want to present yourself not as a big, you want to present yourself when you're almost the same level as Banner. So when you people do a collabo, talusula ongawe batero kola we're promoting weka.
Yeah.
He's more like, oh my God, I'm honored to work with PIA. We're gonna push this, so this is gonna be a big tune. That's the attitude I want.
So do you like him as an artist, not his like social life? You had his recent issues when a girl said, "Oh, he promised me a car, he didn't."
I think those are lies, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Nanga basajja bangi banneesibako.
Nice.
Nyo, olina agamba PIA era it's a complete lie.
So, Pia, what's that one last thing you want to leave with your fans?
I would like to ask them to kindly support Ugandan music.
Yeah.
If you have a playlist, balance it, make it 50-50 or 80 Ugandan and 20 other people. It helps us as an industry. It helps us as a country. And then also to stop begging to for singer hits. Wait,
people ask for hits? Like, as in, they keep saying, Banangore, Ozako, Diakala, oh, like that?
That thing can put artists on pressure. For me, I spent the whole last year and the year before that in that pressure. You can't even enter studio and fail to sing. Baby, our fans, much wait, sir.
Yeah.
Wait for the hits.
They are coming.
They be coming.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Pia Pounds. We appreciate your time. And thank you so much for giving us your 8 minutes.
Thank you so much.
We see you again.